So how does the world's most visible man move like a ghost? The Invisible Empire. How the Musks move without being seen. Picture this. A jet quietly lifting off from an unmarked runway at 3 a.m. No flight plan. No tail number showing on any tracker. Just a sleek Gulf Stream slicing through the dark sky, destination unknown. Now, that's not a scene from a spy movie. That's how Elon Musk actually travels. See, Musk doesn't just move from point A to point B, he moves through layers of secrecy. The guy runs Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and half the tech future we talk about every day, and yet, his whereabouts? Practically untraceable. It's not just him, either. With 14 kids across multiple households, there's an entire network of private flights, encrypted Teslas, and discreet security convoys constantly in motion. It's like a high-tech family operation built to stay invisible in plain sight. Now, here's the interesting part. It's not luxury that drives his travel decisions, it's logistics and security. Musk's personal team calls it risk isolation, keeping every member of his circle separate enough that no one incident can expose the rest. So instead of one flashy private jet, there's a shadow fleet. Planes leased under different companies, vehicles registered to subsidiaries, even decoy routes for when things get too predictable. And when you start connecting the dots, it hits you this isn't just privacy, it's control. Musk isn't escaping the public, he's redesigning what visibility even means for the ultra-rich. Because when every step of your movement can move markets or attract stalkers, invisibility isn't a luxury, it's survival. And trust me, the deeper you go into this travel web, the more surreal it gets. Because what's inside those planes, that's where the real story takes off. The Sky Fortress. Inside Musk's private jet fleet. If you've ever imagined Elon Musk traveling, forget the cliché of champagne and caviar at 40,000 feet. His Gulfstream G650ER isn't a billionaire toy, it's a flying nerve center. Every inch of that $70 million jet is tuned for performance, privacy, and precision. We're talking a 7,500-mile range, soundproofed cabin, and an unspoken rule among crew: no unnecessary chatter. Musk reportedly keeps the cabin at a strict 65 degrees, cool enough to keep him sharp, and even the air vents are calibrated to flow silently. This isn't about comfort, it's about focus. The plane's like a floating workspace where he can draft rocket blueprints, tweet market-shifting news, or nap for exactly 22 minutes before landing in another time zone. And then there's the upgrade, the Gulfstream G700, the future flagship. 5 living zones, ambient circadian lighting, panoramic windows that tint themselves, and air that's cleaner than most hospitals. It's so advanced, you could literally hold a Tesla board meeting mid-flight without missing a beat. But here's what's wild, it's not even about showing off. Musk sees the jet as his quiet room in the sky. It's his recharge chamber, a place to think without interruptions, or maybe to vanish from a world constantly asking for attention. And behind that single plane, there's a backup fleet. G550S for logistics, smaller aircraft for decoys, and even a rumored family rotation schedule that keeps movements unpredictable. So yeah, the planes get him places, but more importantly, they keep him hidden. And if you think the idea of secret routes and flight games sounds like overkill, wait till you see how far he's gone to stay off the radar. Because the battle for his privacy didn't end in the skies, it turned into an all-out tracking war. Flight logs, ghost routes, and the tracking war. Back in 2022, a college kid named Jack Sweeney shook the internet when he started tweeting Elon's jet movements in real time. Every takeoff, every landing, all out there for millions to see. And Musk hated it. He offered the kid $5,000 to stop. The kid refused. And soon after, things got messy. A stalker incident pushed Musk's security into overdrive. Suddenly, his team started playing a whole different game: decoy routes, delayed data uploads, and tail numbers swapped under shell companies. They called it flight obfuscation. We call it next-level stealth. Here's what's crazy though, this wasn't just about Musk. That entire saga changed aviation policy. By 2025, the FAA rolled out new privacy protections that let jet owners hide flight data entirely. Meaning, if you're rich enough, your plane can now disappear from public tracking. And that all started with Elon. Now, about those shell companies, Falcon Landing LLC. Sounds like a SpaceX division, right? Nope. It's actually one of several holding firms tied to his aircraft operations, scattered across states and registered under quiet names. It's a legal maze that makes tracing ownership nearly impossible, and when jet trackers tried to piece it together, they found a gap. Musk's plane was recorded on 441 flights, but flight analysts estimate the real numbers closer to 700. So, where did those missing flights go? Offshore, private airfields, possibly to SpaceX sites not listed in public databases. And the more you learn about this air game, the more you realize Musk didn't just adapt to being tracked. He rewrote the rules of being untraceable. But that's only half the story, because once he lands, the secrecy doesn't stop. In fact, that's when the ground operation kicks in. Ground Command, Musk's secret convoys. Now, imagine you're Elon Musk stepping off your jet at a private airstrip. The second your foot hits the tarmac, the ground team's already in motion. Multiple Teslas lined up identical specs, tinted glass, encrypted autopilot routes. You hop into one, but here's the twist. Nobody watching knows which car you're actually in. This isn't your regular billionaire convoy with flashing lights and bodyguards yelling into earpieces. It's all tech quiet, calculated, and fully integrated. Every Tesla in that rotation is connected to a central command, updating routes in real time. Musk's security calls it smart mobility, but it's really digital camouflage. Even if someone tried to follow, the autopilot reroutes unpredictably, making tailing practically impossible. The idea is redundancy. Just like his rockets and satellites, his ground system has backups for everything from vehicles to personnel. There's a lead car to scan surroundings, follow cars acting as decoys, and a secondary team monitoring threats through predictive AI models. These systems can actually flag potential risks before they happen. It's not science fiction, it's Musk's normal Tuesday. And then there's the personal touch. Musk's own Cybertrucks have been rumored to feature reinforced panels and encrypted internal comms, turning them into rolling safe rooms. It's protection with a futuristic edge. But it's not just about him, his kids, his partners. Even senior SpaceX staff reportedly use versions of this same convoy setup. Each route's randomized, and none are reused within a certain window. That's how deep the control goes. And yet, here's the thing with all this technology keeping him safe above ground. What if I told you his next move might go under it? Because when Musk talks about tunnels, it's not just for traffic solutions. It might be part of how he keeps his movements completely off the map. Ground Command, Musk's secret convoys. Once Elon Musk touches down, the game changes. The skies might hide him, but the roads? That's where precision takes over. His ground convoys aren't flashy, they're tactical. No Rolls-Royces with waving flags or roaring engines, just silent Teslas, moving like synchronized chess pieces. Each one looks identical. Because that's the point. You can't follow what you can't distinguish. These aren't just cars, they're mobile command centers. Every Tesla in Musk's orbit, from his own Model S Plaid to the ones assigned to family members, is locked into a central monitoring system. Encrypted routes, AI navigation, biometric authentication, every detail feeds into what insiders call ground command. Picture a control room somewhere in Austin, lined with live route feeds and predictive heat maps, analyzing real-time threats before the convoy even starts moving. The protocol is layered. There's always a lead car sweeping for surveillance tails, followed by decoy vehicles that mimic the same configuration and speed. If one Tesla is being followed, the system quietly diverts sometimes to alternate exits, sometimes to randomized routes. Autopilot software is modified to adapt mid-journey, changing lanes or detouring automatically if the AI detects tracking attempts. Even the Cybertrucks in his rotation are rumored to be reinforced bullet-resistant panels, redundant GPS modules, and signal jammers baked right into the frame. The convoy's communication runs on private encrypted bandwidth, disconnected from public Tesla networks. Basically, these cars are rolling fortresses, disguised as family commuters. And here's the kicker. Musk's obsession with this stuff isn't new. His collection still includes the McLaren F1 he once crashed in Silicon Valley and that iconic Wet Nelly Lotus submarine car from The Spy Who Loved Me. It's like his real-life Bond moment, only instead of martinis and tuxedos, it's code, hardware, and algorithms. But for all the brilliance in those wheels, Musk's next move might ditch the roads entirely. Because when you build tunnels under cities, maybe the safest route isn't above ground at all. Beneath the surface, The secret tunnels theory. Now, here's where things start to sound straight out of sci-fi, except it's Musk, so it's probably real. Ever since the Boring Company launched, people assumed those tunnels were for traffic solutions. But what if they serve another purpose? Quiet, secure, untrackable, transit point to point, completely off the grid. Think about it. Tesla convoys are fast, but still visible. Private jets can vanish from flight logs, but radar can still catch them. Tunnels? That's total blackout movement. No satellites, no drones, no paparazzi, just Musk-controlled infrastructure. Right now, we know about the Vegas Loop Teslas silently gliding underground from the Strip to the convention center. But engineers close to the project hint at expansions near SpaceX sites, Giga Texas, even private compounds. If anyone had the motivation and the means to turn those into personal transit corridors, it's the guy who literally builds Mars transport vehicles. And the logic checks out. Controlled environments mean no traffic, no risk of interception, no weather interference. The boring tunnels operate under a closed digital ecosystem that means total security from hacking or outside interference. For someone whose family movements could trigger headlines, it's genius-level paranoia. Then there are the rumors private tours, Musk's given to select visitors, plans for multi-tier networks that connect directly to hangars or launch sites. Imagine driving into your garage in Austin and 15 minutes later, emerging near a SpaceX airfield. No roads, no trails, just silence and steel. And beyond the tech, there's symbolism here. Musk isn't just conquering the sky, he's claiming the ground beneath his feet. It's control at every level of existence. Because when you're Elon Musk, the safest way to move your family might just be where no one's looking, deep underground. The Phantom Fleet, Musk's yachts that don't exist. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. Elon Musk doesn't own a yacht. He said it himself. "I don't even take vacations." But like everything else with Musk, that statement hides layers. Publicly, he distances himself from the floating palaces of billionaires like Jeff Bezos or Roman Abramovich. Privately, he's been spotted aboard some of the world's most exclusive charters, and not for tanning on deck. For meetings, negotiations, strategy sessions that happen miles offshore where privacy is absolute. Take the Zeus, a 74-meter marvel often used by global tech elites. It's been chartered for as much as $2 million a week, less than 1% of what owning a $300 million yacht would cost. Musk's logic? Renting gives him all the security and comfort without the visibility or the ego. And these aren't typical pleasure boats either. We're talking high-speed internet backed by satellite relay, full-spectrum privacy shielding, and conference decks that double as command centers. Some of these vessels even run on hybrid engines and solar assist tech, fitting perfectly into Musk's clean energy narrative. To him, a yacht isn't luxury, it's a floating boardroom. It's the perfect midpoint between accessibility and isolation. Sources say he's used these charters for closed-door discussions with investors, engineers, and even competitors. No microphones, no media, no interruptions. And then, of course, there's the myth, the Tesla super yacht. Concept designers have teased renderings of $700 million. Zero-emissions vessel powered by solar skin and AI-assisted navigation. No confirmation from Musk. But if it ever sails, it'd be the ultimate flex. A yacht that's not about excess, but innovation. So yeah, he might say he doesn't do yachts, but when he's on the ocean, even the waves seem to follow protocol. The meaning of movement. Control, privacy, and legacy. Here's the thing about Elon Musk. Every jet, tunnel, Tesla, and yacht isn't just a mode of travel. It's a metaphor for control. The man who wants to colonize Mars can't walk freely on Earth without chaos following. So he built a system, an empire of movement where everything bends to his will. Think about the psychology behind it. For most people, travel means freedom. For Musk, it's containment. Every trip is a security equation. Every route is mapped to minimize unpredictability. Even his family's mobility divided across continents, managed through encrypted logistics, runs like a network of satellites orbiting his gravitational pull. And yet, there's an irony here. He's building rockets to escape the planet but can't step outside without surveillance. He's mastered the art of movement while making stillness impossible. That's not just strategy, that's the cost of being Elon Musk. His evolution mirrors the shift in what luxury means for the ultra-rich. It's no longer about gold faucets and sprawling villas, it's about invisibility. The power to move freely without anyone knowing where, how, or why. To disappear when the world demands your presence. Musk's entire life is a contradiction in motion, the man obsessed with reaching new worlds, yet constantly evading this one. His jets, his tunnels, his convoys, they're not status symbols, they're shields. A way to maintain dominance in a world that refuses to give him privacy. He doesn't just travel through the world, he moves around it unseen, untracked, untouchable. Because for Elon Musk, travel was never about freedom, it was always about control.